Hello, hello. Here we are again. How are you today? I am Cheryl Wayfree, and I am here offering another of my top 7 Wayfree ways. I have lots of these ways I've explained before. However, I wanted to offer you my top 7, the top 7 things that I believe are really life changing if you can commit to them. And today or I should say, in the past couple days, we've covered time and thoughts and mindset and a couple other ones, I believe, at this point. But today I wanted to, let's see, which one are we going with today? Today I wanted to talk to you about I was going to say selectiveness, but it's not selectiveness. It's self-honesty, and as I call it, owning your shit. And so I wanted to talk to you for a second about what that means, what actually owning your shit and self-honesty is. And it's not, a lot of times people often think that, for me to own my shit or to self-honesty or to really, to embracing who and what in my past and the things that happened in my past or the choices and decisions I've made or the things that I've done, people often think that they need to get out a piece of paper and write down every single thing they've done and every single person that they've wronged or righted or issues they've had in life, and they often think that, I just need to go and tell all these people that I'm sorry and I apologize for the way that I behaved then or the thing that I did or whatever the behavior was. And that's not really what owning your shit is. I mean, you can do that. You could do that if you wanted to, but that's not what it is for me. For me, owning your shit is, yes, acknowledging those things, but it's more so a self-acknowledgement. It's knowing and seeing where and how you act and behave and things you've done in your past, and owning that you did do those things, or owning that those things were in your past or part of your life, but not owning them so that you can apologize or get shame or forgiveness or things like that. It's owning it for yourself, owning it so that you can say, yep, I did that thing, and now I can, instead of hiding from it or running from it or burying it down because of the guilt and shame associated with some of those things, or the pain associated, whether we were the receiver or the giver of said situations. If we own it, there is none of that. There's no hiding. There's no pushing it away. It alleviates the darkness in it, so to speak. So you can let go of those situations and learn from them, learn the lessons in them, learn the things that keep us coming back to those same problems when we push them away or we hide them away or put them behind a curtain. It's like, oh no, I'm not going to pay attention to that. I put that, it's in my past. I've put it behind me. And it's like, well, that's fine if you put it behind you, but have you owned it? And until you own it, you can't look at it objectively. You can't take and pick it apart. You can't take and find the lessons in it that keep you coming back, or keep you from coming back to those things over and over. And that's often what we do. We often just keep coming back to the same problems and the same situations, because when we're in those problems or those situations, we're like, I just got to get through this. I just got to get through this, and then I'm just going to put it in the past. And it's like, well, that's fine. You can just do that. You can just put it in the past, and it's going to just come back and bite you in the ass over and over and over and over again until you work through it, until you find out why it is you keep recurring back to the spot, or find out why it is that you keep hurting like this, or why it is you keep hurting this person like this, or the situation, or why you keep finding yourself in these spots. And so it's really not about making a list. It's not about, calling up all your friends from high school and telling them all the shitty things you think you may have done, or your girlfriend's grown up, or an ex-boyfriend or relationship. It really, you can do those things if it would make you feel better, and if you really feel it's necessary. And in some cases, I think it really is. But in most cases, unless you're trying to repair a relationship or regrow a relationship and embrace that, unless that's the case, or I don't often think that there's really much need for going back and, so to speak, revisiting the situation with said person, or going through it all, or digging that all up. The more lesson is for you to be able to look at it, and for you to be able to own it, and for you to be able to pick it apart if you need to, or for you to be able to own your part or your position in that so that you can learn from it and grow and expand, and your capacity for life and love and everything in it can expand and grow. But the more we just put it behind a curtain and shove it down, or put it away, the more we can't. So whether that's a personal thing with you that's just something that ekes at you, or kind of picks at you all the time, that's bothering you, and something of your past, you have to look at it, you have to address it, you have to see what it is, and own it, or it's just going to keep nagging at you all the time. And if it's situations with other people and past circumstances or experiences, it's the same thing. We have to really own those situations. And like I said, not from an ownership of apology or shame or guilt or any of those things. It's owning it, that it just was, and it just was part of the experience, and learning what we can from it so that we can grow and let go, and move forward and expand and increase our capacity for life. So it really is a very super huge important part of growth and learning is owning it, owning your shit, and until you own your shit, you're just kind of stuck. So anyhow, that is my one of my top 7 Wayfree ways is owning your shit, and owning your past, and owning you and your life and all your choices and everything that has created your life to this point and going forward, and what part you play in that, and what part you have played in that, and what you can learn from that, to create and establish your best life going forward. So anyhow, I'm Cheryl Wayfree. I am the Life Revivalist Coach, and I will be back again with another of my top 7 Wayfree ways. Have an awesome day.